I've also been sent by all the creatine gringos.
Yes.
We have to defend our empire.
So the first meal she gave me, she's like, this is only 30 grams of carbs. I see 2 brown chapos. An experience. It's like losing your virginity, having chapo for the first time.
What have I been missing? What else am I missing?
What have I been missing? Gosh, I was watching this.
Yeah,
that's sniper rifle, Luko.
Anthony, I think we've lost Sajid. We hand him over to you.
Yes. Talk to me. I've seen this guy doing salsa. Able talk to me about that.
Imagine being left by your girlfriend because of video games.
It's okay, we'll find another. Achara.
Such.
Sema, bro. So I'm bringing all Gashao's victims on the podcast.
Okay. So I've also been sent by all the creatine gringos.
Yes.
We have to defend our empire.
So you're creating gringo number 1. Basically, I have to put you on the defense line.
Yes, I have to be on the forefront.
So you saw the video. You saw the podcast.
Yeah. I even watched the whole thing.
What do you think of Gashao's opinion of you? I mean, to be honest, he praised you. He thinks it's just your hard work and balls.
Yeah, my balls are very hard working. Yeah, so purely it's all natural.
And let me be honest with you. Like when I saw you, like we followed each other, I think a while back, and then we met at some random chandarana. And then ever since then, I was like saying we're going to set up a podcast because I noticed your routine. Like you're up early on Sundays. Yani you're gathering random people to do 10,000 steps at Karura. Just your work ethic and seeing the amount of time you spend at the gym, I was like, okay, fine. If this guy's been doing it for maybe 15 plus years, then that can explain why he's a creatine gringo. Actually,
I haven't done this for long. Because if...
Wewe, gasia kazi unafanya nini?
Yeah.
You have 2 podcasts in one session.
Yeah. So... bodybuilding, the first time I ever stepped on stage, that was in 2019. I just heard of a show. I was getting into PT, training, fitness. Then I decided to show up. I did men's physique. And it ended terribly.
What position did you place?
I didn't even place. So
okay.
It was in Kamkunji, I think, 2019 Kamkunji. I just heard, there's this show happening.
Okay.
I said, okay, I can get a shot. And then I reached out to Oyata. I think you had him on the pod. Like
who?
Oyata, Joseph Oyata.
Jay.
Yeah,
okay, yes.
People know him.
Jay.
So Jay. Yeah. I reached out. I said I want to try this thing. He came over. He showed me how to like do the poses and everything.
Yeah.
Then I went. I didn't even diet or do anything. I just wanted to go and see like what really happens here.
Bro.
And so we were like 50 of us on stage. So what, like the first row, the second row, the third row. So even the judging, I don't think it was done properly. Yeah. So then there was COVID again. There was no training. So I picked up again in 2021. In
fact, how did you survive COVID, bro? Like, were you training at home?
So like when COVID came here, I thought it was going to be something for 2 months. And
everyone thought that.
Yeah. I thought 2 months we're going to be back. So the gym, everything was closed. Nothing was going on. But one thing that I continued doing was making food.
Which is actually a good segue to Eat Clean Achara.
Eat Clean Achara.
That's actually how I did. Now I recall. So even before we met in person, I remember, so when I had come down from abroad from studies, I was looking at macro-friendly options for nutrition. Something that tells me what my protein, carbs, and fats are. I'm not sure if I should say that company. We were talking about it, but I don't want to shit on them. But anyway, I ordered food from them and I said, look, I have a target limit of 100 grams of carbs a day. Fats are quite high and I was doing 100 grams of carbs, I think 100 grams of fat and about 180 grams of protein. So the first meal she gave me, she's like, this is only 30 grams of carbs. I see 2 brown chapos. Bro,
That's probably more than
that's
even
like 70
what
grams.
you need. Even
I was like, you know what? That just gave up. And then I started working with Lee Aesthetics. And he told me, if you're looking at a meal prep company, there's a guy I know he's called Eat Clean Achara. So then first question I asked him is this guy your brother? Why the fuck do you guys look the same? Yeah,
really look alike.
You know, the thing is, Lee had dreads at the same time.
Yeah, he had dreads then.
If I put Lee with dreads and put you next to him, you guys look very similar, because even has the same beard. Now he's gotten rid of it. Now he looks completely different. But then he pointed me towards you, and then I was like, okay. Achara measures everything. He's done behind the scenes video. He gives macros. Maybe even before we go about your past, this and that, if you can talk, how did Achara come to be this Eat Clean Achara? Clean nutrition.
So like when I was getting into training, like from school, I didn't understand like properly like what really matters. Is it nutrition? Is it like training, but just on its own? So I came to understand that the two really have to go together.
Correct.
And I looked around and I didn't see anyone doing it. And you know, it's a whole concept abroad. Like people make macro balance meals and then they give it to people. So I said, okay, let me try this. Maybe it might help. I might help a few people here and there. So then I started cooking myself.
And in your kitchen, you just started prepping for people?
No, like I used to live in a very small space in Umoja. And I would have like a kitchen and I would make meals just from Googling and doing all that kind of stuff. And then carry the meals, go with them to a gym. By then I was working in another gym in South B. So with the hope that if I meet someone, I would tell them about my food and then they will get to buy. So I did that for like a month or two. And those good days where I was able to sell, and then the days where you don't sell anything, you go back home with the food.
Okay.
And then I didn't have like a chiller in my house. So I eat some of it and then throw away the rest and then cook again, go with it to the gym. That's how it started.
Yeah, and you were hustling at that time.
Hustling, yeah.
Now fast forward
now, it's been 5 years now. The
You've
company has grown.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I don't do all that.
I mean,
have a whole team around it. Like,
I saw you on Uber Eats as well.
Yeah. Uber Eats, Glovo, Bolt Food. Even when you are purchasing stuff from Green Spoon, you can find me there as well. I
mean, not to brown nose, but I will say this, just from the credentials I've gotten from all the bodybuilders, your company, Eat Clean Achara, comes first. So if anyone in Nairobi, we're in Nairobi right now, we'll expand to Mombasa badai.
Yes.
But anyone
to Mombasa.
Exactly. So anyone in Mombasa looking for macro-friendly food? Nairobi, sorry. Where's the coffee, Bana? We need the coffee. So anyone in Nairobi actually looking for macro-friendly food, I'd recommend checking out Eat Clean Achara. So how would people actually order from you? So
we do have our website.
Yeah.
You can order through our website when you www.eatcleanachara.co.
We'll link it in the description.
Yeah, you'll link it, yeah. And then, or if you would want something through Uber, Bolt, Glovo Food, we're also in those apps.
And so the foods and the selections you have, they have macros, each of them?
Yes, each and every meal has macros, and we give options of if you want a bigger portion of the same thing or a smaller portion. Let's say you're doing chicken and rice. There's different categories. Like we do like a low-carb version, like a standard one.
Okay.
Then there's a bulk one. But all of it, the macros are indicated.
In future, will you be doing something like, for example, I have a coach I'm working with and he's given me set macros for the day. Can I give you those macros and then you meal prep for me according to that? Is that something that you're planning?
Yes, that's something we are really looking into, because at the moment we have our set macros that we're working with.
Yeah.
But there is a high demand and people are looking into
being
able to build their own meals. So they just give us whichever macros they have, and then we make for them.
That's awesome.
That option is going to come soon.
Bro, sign me up, man. Like, and we need a CoffeePump discount code, Sindio. to wake you
course,
up for.
it has to
Every
be there.
episode, him. we promote over here.
Yeah.
So kaka nikuulize sasa yani that means your chefs, the guys in the back end, they measure every single macro,
Yes, they measure.
portion.
So I also
It's not like that mama selling two chapos and saying
I also work with a dietitian.
Okay.
I have knowledge on basic nutrition.
Okay.
Okay, so me and the dietitian and I all have a couple of chefs.
Yes.
So the trainings do happen a lot. And everything is documented. So everyone knows everything. So wherever an order comes in, people know exactly what to do.
And so I was looking at your website. It's not bland food. It's not like just grilled chicken and broccoli.
That's the thing. Like
Any
people have an idea that if you want to eat clean, it has to be very boring.
No.
Even when I'm doing my contest preps, I have to enjoy my food.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I season it nicely, but I know what amount of everything is in the dish.
Okay.
It's not about just making the dish bland. It has to be.
So then, in fact, we'll link the website over here, and I'll start ordering from you as well. Because now we're back into this. We're back into training with Lee, and he's given me some Garcia macros. So
you have to stick to
We'll start working with it. But Yanni, let's reverse all the way back, bro. Tell me about your upbringing. Where did you grow up? Was it Nairobi sides? Were you outside of Nairobi?
So I grew outside Nairobi. I grew up most of my early childhood. I grew up in Kakamega.
Okay.
And then we moved to Nakuru. Then we went back. And then now when I was 17, I came to Nairobi.
Okay.
And then school came. I went to uni in Eldoret. I went to Eldoret.
Okay.
So fully, I can say I started working in Nairobi.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then bodybuilding, when did that start?
So bodybuilding, so I used to, I think, have different versions of me scattered all over. So I used to play rugby as well.
That makes sense. That explains it. You can't.
I used to play rugby a lot.
You know, what position were you normally
So I
playing?
used to be a center.
Okay.
Or sometimes I would play wing.
Okay.
Also depends if it's 15s or 7s. You know, it depends. The positions might change.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got injured and then I was out. So most of the only things I would do is just go to the gym, like do stretches and train, lift a bit. And in the process, I kind of fell in love with training, just going there, training. And then as I did more of that, I met people also enjoying that. So it was, okay, let's do this. And then I came to learn that people also go and compete. Like I was
just learning
things as I continued. So let me give it a try.
So Yanni, this started in high school then, I'm assuming, or even in...
Yeah, I think in high school.
Okay, and then...
Because rugby, and then after rugby, that's when I used to cycle also a lot.
A lot of cycling, eh?
Yeah. Like
really?
Go to Nakuru, Thika, these rides over the weekend, like cycling.
You still cycle?
No, I stopped.
How come?
I'm thinking of going back now to my playing rugby and being able to cycle around. I think I need to explore more of that.
Okay.
Because the other day I was thinking to myself, I think I'm gonna retire soon.
Really?
I think I've retired, let me say that.
Bro, you're 30.
Yeah, I want to try something different. I'll just take a break.
So you know, okay, we'll talk about that. So, Yanni, from school, I guess your foundation was you were quite active in sports, physical sports.
Yeah, I was quite active in physical
and the gym sort of, I guess, with the aspect of strength training for rugby came into play. And then you started discovering it more and more and sort of diving deeper into the bodybuilding.
Yeah.
When was your first competition? Because I know you've competed quite a lot.
Yeah, not really. If we remove 20,
you're just always stage ready.
Yeah, I think I'm always stage ready. Because 2020 we didn't have anything going on, so I competed in 2021, and then 2019 my first show where I did men's physique.
Yes, this is which one?
Kamkunji.
Kamkunji. Yes.
So 2021 I did Mombasa.
Yes.
And Kamkunji.
Okay.
So the winners of Kamkunji, they would be catered for a show outside.
Okay. And how did you place in those shows?
So in 2021, I went to Romania. We were like 4 of us who won the Kamkunji, and then we were taken to Romania.
And how was that experience?
It was a good experience. It was a nutty show, so we were all balanced. Okay, because I didn't see any
Gashao Nati or
not Gashao nutty. It was a natural show, and the athletes I saw there, they were just okay athletes.
Okay.
Like we were not far apart, maybe because maybe they've trained longer, but I didn't see signs of fake nutties.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they were there, maybe they were not doing it well.
Romania is the home of Andrew Tate, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And
Okay.
it-
So Yanni, then how was that experience like, and how did you place in that Romania show?
So I came second. Yeah.
In fact, you can send me pictures for those shows. We'll put them
I
away,
will send you pictures. I have so many pictures I'll send you. Yeah.
Okay, so you
And then
placed
now
second.
2021, yeah. So I came back, I did another show in December. It was in Mombasa, it's called Mr. 001.
Yes.
So there I placed second. It was heavyweight category. So of course, number ones, they go and do the finals. So I finished second. And then now come to 2023, where I did, what am I missing the dates? I took a break from 21 to 24, and then I did, what do you call it? South Africa.
Yes, I remember that. Did you compete with? Did Lee compete then? No, he didn't.
No. Lee didn't compete. He had competed.
He had gone to South Africa as well, right?
6 years back.
Right.
So when he had done South Africa. Yeah.
How was that experience in South Africa then?
So that show, that was the first time they were doing the show. That was their first one. It didn't have it was an okay show. Yeah, because each category we had athletes, and that's how even here, when you see a show that each and every category has a good number of athletes. That's good. So it had a good number of athletes, and the organization was great, and they're offering pro cards.
Okay.
So they said that in my category, I would have gotten a pro card, like an elite, but they said the category didn't have enough people for it to win a pro card.
Thank you. This is the CoffeePump podcast, so we're getting
Pump, like
coffee.
Podcast.
So eventually we'll get Eat Clean Achara to sponsor us for coffee. You didn't want a coffee kwa sababu ulikuwa na coke. Hebu toa hiki tu. For those guys saying you can't have a
Diet
6-pack,
Coke.
this is not Diet Coke. This is regular Coke.
I think the guy who brought it mistook it. But I wanted
Kim, the camera can see it.
Yeah.
The Coke.
Is it created inside?
Just pick it up.
Pick it up. Is it created?
no, there's no creatine. Yeah.
Vish, you sure my guy is good, yeah? So tell me about your first show, the preparation going into that. The first bodybuilding show in 2019.
I don't think there was any preparation that went into it. Because I saw
You know, the way Gasha called you creating gringo, you're staking your existence on your balls. You're just making it truer and truer.
Yeah, and the thing with me, I like to experiment and just try things and see how they go.
So were you aware
bodybuilding was just a trial, okay, let me go and see what happens, yeah.
So Yanni, were you aware of nutrition principles, tracking macros, training, your philosophies? How was it?
Then I didn't know. I want to lie. I didn't know anything. I just saw people who have abs.
Nakwambia ni genetics.
I just saw people.
Sisi waindi wa Vaite.
Yeah.
You know, our genetics, because me, I've been in the gym the same time as you. Yani, we do not look the same.
Yeah, we're different.
No, I think the difference is consistency.
Consistency. And that takes time to also just to build consistency.
So 2019, you had no...
I didn't have any knowledge in anything.
Okay.
Just, there's a show coming. Let me go and see what happens there.
Okay, so let's fast forward to today. How's your training like? What are you doing for training? What's your philosophy?
So right now, so a lot has changed.
Yeah.
But what I'm doing right now, I like to focus more on my weak areas.
Okay.
So I try and prioritize that. Like even if I'm starting the week, I start with those.
Yeah.
And that's my upper body.
Okay.
I'm trying to bring my back and the pecs and the delts.
Yeah.
So I try and prioritize that. So my split is a bro split.
Okay.
I would push, pull, and then take a break.
Yeah.
I come back, I do legs if I have to. And then now I come back and then I combine push and pull.
Okay.
And then a break on Saturday. And then Sunday, I go and have my walks. I usually do 10K steps. It's a social thing I do, community.
Yeah, I've seen
People
that on
come
Sundays,
in.
yeah?
Yeah, we do a walk. If they have questions, they want to know about nutrition or training or just any kind of advice, we just chat as we walk.
Okay, and so in terms of like, if we look at the breakdown of volume per session, do you do a lot of volume? Like, let's say you're doing push day. How many exercises are you doing for chest? How many are you doing for shoulders, for triceps? Is it
So
two?
for chest, I will do like incline, flat, and then I'll do a fly. Maybe three, 4 movements.
Yeah,
2 to 3 sets.
2 to 3 sets.
I'm not I don't do those giant sets.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that.
And what are your rep ranges? Are you lifting incredibly heavy? Are you doing the strength base 4 to 6? Or are you doing hypertrophy?
I think I push optimally so that there's that fatigue ratio that comes when you your workout become too intense.
Yeah.
It's so hard for you to recover from that.
Yeah.
So I try and my rep range between 8 to 10.
And you're not pushing to
And
failure
even
every
if
session.
I get to 6, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're not
So
pushing
long
to
as I
failure.
just push to my max.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then do you follow the RPEs, reps in reserve?
Yes.
Okay. So you okay.
So 6 to 10, that's good for me.
Right. So maybe those guys that are not aware, what Achara is referring to is your max lift. If you can do 50 kilos for 10 reps max, you're not hitting that every day.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
No.
So week 1, you're hitting 2 reps, 3 reps try of failure. Week 2, 2 reps. Week 3, 1 rep, and then week 4, you're basically going 100%.
100%.
And then you do a deload.
Yeah, I usually do a deload, maybe go off for maybe 7 to 10 days.
Okay.
Between week 5 and week 6.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I take a break.
And so then cardio, how are you approaching cardio then? And this is now I'm talking off season.
Off season.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't have a structure for cardio,
Okay.
but I'm trying to do play rugby once a week.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe just to go and run up and down and
Get the heart rate up.
yeah, just get the heart rate up. But the rest of the day is just my normal steps I do.
So I'm not even going to ask you about steps because you're so active. I'm sure you hit like 10,000
Yeah.
a day.
Like on a normal day, I think I could hit 8 to 10K. Just normal
Easily,
day.
yeah. Because you're walking around quite a lot.
I'm walking around the gym. Yeah,
So
easy for me.
and then so your approach, does it change when you're going for competition? Or so what's different from off season to on season now?
So on season, depending with how far on season, depending with how far I'm on prep,
Yeah.
because I don't start with cardio in the beginning.
Okay.
So with time, as I get closer to the show, because my last prep, I started doing cardio around when I was around 6 weeks out.
Okay.
6 weeks.
And what's your prep time normally? 16 weeks, 12?
20 to 24.
Fucking hell, that's a long time. bro.
Yeah,
Seriously.
it's a long time.
24 weeks prep.
Yeah, because I know there are people who do those short preps and it works for them.
Let me just tell you, that tells you how disciplined someone can be. Because when you're prepping for a show, you're committing to doing things for an end goal. And normally people can dedicate a certain quadrant of time, 16 weeks, 12 weeks, to just be uber dialed in. 24 weeks for show prep. That's insane.
That's how long my last prep was.
Okay, maybe
Because I like to
yeah.
do it slowly so that I don't feel the punch.
Okay, so maybe before you continue with the cardio, your weight training, does that change, or you're still doing the same split with weaker focus on weaker area?
It's it's still the same split.
Okay, so it's your cardio that
Yeah, the
changes.
cardio that changes.
Maybe explain that. So you start off zero cardio.
Yeah, zero cardio, just normal walking here and there.
Yeah.
And then I start by, like, I know for you it's different. You prefer cardio than cutting food.
Yeah, man. Like, look at me. I mean, I like food. So you see, the thing is,
So for me, I start with food as I continue. And then when I get to a point where
you're not
I can't
losing weight.
lower the food anymore and there is stagnation, that's when I start now
So
increasing cardio here and there.
which is a good strategy, because what happens is with weight loss, what a lot of people do is, and when I had Jay on the podcast, we gave the expression of thinking about having rope on a table. The rope you use is basically to help in losing fat.
Right.
And what ends up happening is people use too much rope at the start. And then the further they go along, they realize they don't have no rope left. And what I mean by that is like cardio. So when people first get to the gym, they're training 7 times a week. They're doing cardio every day. Eventually, your body adapts to that stimulus. Now, what ends up happening is you have to find an additional stimulus to lose weight. So if you're doing 7 times a week cardio, you can't do then 2 sessions a day. It's not humanly possible. You can't reduce your food further. So your approach is, let me have plenty of rope at the start, and just each week I'll take kidogo. So you start. Let's start with your cardio then. Cardio, you start off at how much, and then how do you scale it up?
So I just start with walking fast.
And are you targeting steps? Or?
Yeah. So I start from 8 to 10K steps.
Okay.
And then I build it up depending on how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I can push it to 12K. I like this last prep, I pushed to around 15K steps. Okay. And then now, in addition to that, now I start now also 10 minutes like cardio, machine cardio.
Are you doing high intensity?
No. Just
less, yeah.
But towards the end, I tried to do that because I was, when you're prepping, there's something called a prep brain. You feel like you're not ready. And when you look at yourself, you feel like you need to do more.
Yeah.
So I would end up doing something intense to push my heart rate.
Right.
And just increase my cardio.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, okay. So then that scales. So you start off 10 minutes and I'm assuming you go to 20, 30.
Yeah, I keep on
multiple sessions.
Yes.
Do you wear like a Fitbit or a health app? No,
I just go with my phone.
Kwa simu tu, eh?
Yeah.
Your balls and your phone.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't like complicating it, yeah.
Now your nutrition, what do you start off at the start of prep? Like how many calories are you eating?
So I started the prep when I was doing 3,400 calories. So the first cut, I came to 3,000. Then I started dropping 200.
3,000 is a lot.
Yeah, so I went all the way to around 1,300 calories a day.
1,300?
Yeah.
1,300, bro.
That's towards the end, like around 3 weeks out.
And
where,
okay,
like,
so what were your macros at 1,300?
Yeah.
Like, what were your macros? How many proteins, carbs, fats?
Yeah. So I would prioritize my protein, and I would have the ratio 40% protein, and then 50% carbs, and then 10% I would do the fats.
Man, you must have been so weak at that time.
Yes, just very weak. And then keeping in mind that you have your bodybuilding going on, and then you have these other things going on. There's no way you can pull out, like, I'm just doing bodybuilding and then I have to just chill. So you do that, and then I go look at the kitchen, I take care of my clients, all that.
So how were you feeling
crazy.
mentally at that time? Did it change you and your interactions with different people? Did you find yourself you're more irritable?
So for me, that doesn't happen so much. I kind of just slow down, because generally I'm a calm person. So when I don't have food, I become more calmer. So
you don't get angry?
I rarely get.
Kim, do you get angry when you have no food? Like Yanni, you can just tell people.
Because
food is important.
Yeah, because you understand like what you put yourself into, and you just have to keep on going.
It's a mental game.
It's only for some time, and this is a test, and I want to see how it comes out.
So do you meditate? Like, okay, you see, the thing is, let's say someone's looking at you, they've never done a competition. How would you advise them to approach it? Like, like for example, at home, do you have like snacks just laying around, or like Kenny, do you get rid of everything, or are you that disciplined? Like you can see a bucket of chocolate over there, and you're like, you know what, that's not for me.
It depends where I am at the prep.
Okay,
So if I'm towards the end, I try and like avoid that completely.
just avoid,
Yeah. But it's I also suffer the same. Like
because you're in a kitchen, you're cooking.
yeah,
you're
I'm in the
food.
kitchen, I'm seeing
Kuna
the food
chapo,
being made.
kuna
I
beef
can
fry.
eat anything, but
Yeah.
you just keep it together.
By the way, kuna chapo na beef fry on your menu.
Yes, we do have chapo.
Maze. Kim, we're ordering 2 of those.
Yeah,
Chapo
yeah.
is life, man.
Yeah.
Yani-
I also like chapati. Like
Seriously.
that's one of my, when I'm prepping,
yani
I
just-
crave those a lot.
So my first experience of eating proper African chapati was, we used to work on Babadogo Road. Actually, no, that's not correct. You remember Safari Park Hotel? Thika Road. Yeah, before they had built up the dual carriage, there was that Blue Ridge Hotel on the left side. So Mzee and them used to own like a garage uko. And at lunchtime, mom used to send for them chakula. And it always used to be this Indian stuff. And I was like, I don't want this. I want something else. So I went with Yusuf, who used to be the lead mechanic. We walked across the road to some kibandaski. And all of a sudden, like it's weird that the chubby chuti kid is sitting amongst different African men. And then I wanted ugali and sukuma initially because that's what I used to love. But they didn't have that. So they're like, tukona chapo na beef. And this was, I think they used to serve it once a week on Fridays. I sat over there to have that thing. I was like, that was transformative. Yeah. It was an experience. It's like losing your virginity, you know, having chapo for the first time.
What have I been missing? What else am I missing?
What have I been missing? You know, I was like, every Friday now, we avoid that chakula. Just go straight over there. Chapo and beef. Bro, chapo and beef fry.
I even know some bodybuilders who, like, when they go on the show day, they carry with them chapatis.
So
just in the bag and keeping it aside. After the show, they just run the whole thing.
Maybe I can ask you this because you also train folks. You work with a lot of athletes and people who want to approach shows. If I tell you my plan, maybe you can criticize me, all right? If I were to do a bodybuilding show, my plan to approach it is do it over 2 years, right? Which by the time I'll probably be 35. And people were saying that's too old, but then I was recently watching Pumping Iron, and Serge Nubret and all those guys who were competing with Arnold were in their late 30s. Serge Nubret was at 40. Obviously, they were doing it enhanced, right? So plan is take the fat loss and get down to as low body fat as possible, but then with breaks. So what I mean by that is, let's say from now till December, cut down to as low as possible, then do a recomp till March, and then cut again, and then cut again. Then just spend the whole of next year and the second part of 2026 just going down in fat and building muscle, going down in fat and building muscle, and then going for full-on cut and then doing something in November, inshallah, 2026, a competition show. What do you think of that approach? And I'm still contemplating it from a perspective of, do I do it natural or do I do it enhanced?
Whether you want to do it natural or enhanced,
and be as brutal as possible.
Yeah. It's good, like you're giving yourself that long time.
Yeah.
Because coming from this to stage, to be very difficult.
Yeah.
So you'd have to work harder.
Yeah.
And like if you give yourself 2 years. So I think the plan is good. You like lose it in phases.
But do you think I can do it in 2 years?
Yes, I mean, you can.
Naturally.
Yeah. Even you can do this in maybe 24 weeks you can, but it will be a very difficult one. But you won't, I don't think you'd be able to give the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible even like in 24 weeks. But the best option would be a long prep.
And
giving yourself time.
And it's not to get a pro card. I mean, I'm
just to tick a box.
Just to tick a box, the fact that I did it, you know, go to Kampunji man see a chuti gaya. But you know, during those bodybuilding competitions, yani will all be painted a certain color to taka.
Yeah, we all look the same.
But if I were to do, if I say I want to do it enhanced, what would you say about that? Would you recommend it?
No, I feel like that's a personal choice, and
I was watching this.
Yeah,
On a
that's
sniper rifle, loco.
so I think that's a personal choice, and I don't see anything wrong if you know the pros and the cons, and you've made peace with that.
Yeah.
You can go.
So, I mean, are you aware of TRT?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm aware of it.
I mean, obviously, that normalizes your testosterone level, and you're doing it under supervision from professionals. But what would the side effects be for that? Hair loss?
I don't want to say. Actually, I don't want to lie. I don't know much about TRT.
Because you're a nature gringo.
Yeah, I'm a creatine gringo. I won't say much about that.
Okay.
Yeah. But I know it is prescribed, like when you're hitting your 40s, because of when the test is coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. I think that one will need to get Gasha on a podcast for a more lengthy one.
So,
you know? Because then...
So you were thinking to do...
Because you see, there's the Gashao level of steroids.
Okay.
Which, yani, I think with my genetics, I will come out worse off than better. Now, there's also an approach to a lot of the bodybuilders that I'm seeing, especially that get into their 30s, are operating under TRT, right? Just to boost their normal testosterone levels. But it's not super normal. It's just to get within the normal range. And looking at my blood work, I don't need to do that. Not yet. Right? But there's also a perspective of time and age, right? You want to look the best in your young days. So maybe pushing it for competition to that scale. Do I want to go into stuff like Psalms and do all the crazy shit that people do? Maybe not to that extent. There is also an aspect where you have to realize when you hop on it, it's also a gamble. Because how you react to it biologically is very different from how another person does.
Very different from...
Small balls, I don't mind them. You know? Do you mind small balls? I'm confident in my size, so if the nuts around it look a bit smaller than usual.
So Anthony, I think we've lost Sajid. We hand him over to you.
No.
Please take good care of him.
So the thing is, it's not something that I'm willing to do. And I appreciate the fact that Lee always puts me in check. Because obviously with the surgery, being 8 weeks out, sometimes mentally you're also at a place where you're like, I need to speed things up because age is going and you're not looking a certain way, right? And maybe I can ask you, if the gym was taken away from you, would you be the same person?
Same person, you know, like physical?
Mentally, physically.
No, mentally, I don't think I'll be the same person. Because other than that, just being my work area, I enjoy training, and the training it helped me clear my mind in a way. It helped me clear my mind.
And so have you ever been away from the gym for longer than a couple of days?
I think the longest was COVID, and I lost 12 kilos.
Okay.
So I was 90 kilos. I went down to around 78. Yeah.
Okay,
that's very small.
That's And so what do you walk around now at?
So right now I'm at 92 kilos.
And then stage?
Last time I was 87 on stage.
Okay, shit. So you don't need a lot to cut.
Yeah, I don't cut so much. Because even this last prep, that's the only prep I lost so much weight compared to the other one. The other ones I would lose like 5 kilos or 4.
But 5 at a single, 5, yeah, you just cut water.
Yeah.
No,
not even, it's something.
And so what are you...
So I don't store so much fat in season. Yeah.
Okay. And like, what are your macros right now off season? What are you on today?
Right now, I don't want to lie. I'm not measuring anything. I'm just eating like a normal person. I'm around 3,000, 28, 100. Yeah.
So then your activity must be high because you're quite lean still.
Yeah. My activity is quite high, and I'm giving myself a new goal now. I want to see if I can push to 100 kilos. Do cardio once a week.
Yeah.
lift 4 times a week
Yeah.
and see how that will feel.
In fact, that's what Gasha was telling me, is that he feels, because the way you look, your calories have been low for a certain time. It's like you need just a year of off-season bulking to get you into a shape where no
But
one can fuck with
bulking
you.
is a lot of work, just sitting down and
Bro,
eating.
chapo na beef fry.
It's not easy.
3
Like
times a day.
for me, it's super hard. Like you can consistently do this for maybe 2 weeks, and then on your 3rd week, like this is too much food.
So you would say you're an ectomorph.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I'm ectomorph. Like I burn so quickly.
Okay, I understand that.
Yeah.
Now, I want to sort of shift the gears and look at your philosophies from a third person perspective. If someone like Kim, who's new to the gym, approaches you and says, all right, I've never... Kim,
Do you work out? You go to the gym?
No,
He doesn't.
I feel and jump.
Oh,
So he does tricking.
flip backs.
Yeah. So let's say he approaches you and tells you, look, I want to get in the best shape possible. I want to, I want to know more about training. I want to know more about nutrition. And then finally, the cost around this. So how would you approach them? And what would you tell him to do?
So if they wanna like just get in shape or
Yeah, let's say Kim
like
wants
compete,
to...
like Kim wants to go and
wants to look
compete
like
one day.
like a physique model.
Physique model. So I would advise you just to build more muscle over time. And then if you want that model look, you can do a small cut. And you should focus more on nutrition. Most people who start in bodybuilding, they don't pay so much attention on nutrition.
Right.
And if that is not in order, you will just be wasting time.
So what are some
'Cause
nutrition
for me,
Yeah.
if someone looks at me, they will think like I've been training for the last 10 years.
Yes.
I just learn these things quickly. Like, okay, it's food. Okay, let me do that. Okay, genetically I'm gifted. So I need to train how many times? 3 times. Yeah. So you should be able to learn these things quickly because information is everywhere.
Right.
Yeah. So if you pay so much attention on your nutrition and train over time, yeah, you can be able to compete.
So let me ask you this. In terms of like the nutrition philosophies, what are things you would ask him to learn about very quickly? Stuff that people, for you, is a must if you want to lose weight or if you want to build muscle. As a beginner, like,
For beginner, just basic knowledge around nutrition, that is understanding macros, calories, like what food has what number of calories and substitute to each one of them. Yeah. And being able to build that discipline. Because
Right.
I know someone who wants to like change how they look and all that.
Yeah.
It will take them time.
And that's one thing, is it doesn't happen over time. You genuinely have to commit a very long time to it.
Yeah.
And in fact, maybe to add on to what Achara is saying, my recommendation for you is not to cut weight immediately. Is to build muscle, because that's the
Yeah,
mistake people
yeah.
do.
Mhm.
Think about
They
muscle.
they train maybe for a year.
Yes.
Or even less. They
Yes.
call 6 week bulk.
Yes.
There's nothing like 6 week bulk.
Yeah.
I don't
Correct.
think you can achieve anything with a 6 week bulk.
Correct.
So you should do it over a long time, and then now when you see you have enough muscle mass,
Yeah.
you can cut down and see.
So here's the thing. You know the difference between him and I. What's your height, by the way? You're
6'0".
6'0". Right. I'll say I'm 5'11". The difference between him and I is, think about an engine size. All right. I am what you would put in a Pro Box. Him is what you would put in a V8. All right. Shelby Cobra V8 charged, supercharged engine. And what that does is, for your metabolism, is he consumes more fuel, right? I consume less. So from a physiological perspective, I'm less efficient at burning fat versus him. And that's why he works, that's why he stays shredded all the time.
Yeah.
It's because he took the time, his initial years, to build up muscle, the base, right? So the more muscle you add, the more fuel you need, right? And if you have less fuel, that means you use the food you've eaten, the fat you've stored, and you're more efficient at processing it, right? And that's what he does. That's what he's recommending, is you just spend a year building muscle, get your metabolism spiked up. Then when it comes to losing fat, you're in a much better place.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I would approach it. But are you serious about, do you want to compete?
Not compete, but I want to look.
You want to look good. I saw that.
Same procedure.
Same procedure. Yeah?
Yeah.
So within nutrition as well, like you're following if it fits your macros.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you doing, like, have you tried different diets? Have you tried keto?
No.
Have you tried?
I've never tried different diets because I've never had a reason to try. Because if I'm dieting, I'm doing that for a show. And I feel like people who are always looking for diet, they are like trying to get into shape, so they try so many things.
Right.
Yeah. So for me, I didn't have a reason why I need to try all these other diets.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then when you're competing, do you eat out, bro? Like, is it something you do?
I try to avoid that because it's so hard to know how many calories you're having.
Then
but if I happen to be out, maybe for a meeting, I'll pick stuff that would work.
Like a single.
Let's say I go to a restaurant and I need to grab a drink. I would go for a Diet Coke.
Right.
That works for me. And if I'm to have food, I'll just ask for steak and rice.
Right.
Maybe give a bit of instructions on how the steak should be made.
Right.
Less oil. Like if there's cream being put, like just a few things turned in there.
So you're still
You can enjoy the
socializing
same-
then?
Yeah. I do a lot of socializing.
You don't cut it out then completely.
No, I don't cut it out completely.
Okay.
Because I also like dancing, and when you go to
Yes. Talk to me. Talk to me. I've seen this guy doing salsa. Able talk to me about that.
yeah. So also when you go to salsa events, and
That's why you don't need cardio, because you're always on the
because
stage.
if I go there, I can get around 15K steps easily for like 40 minutes.
Where do you normally do salsa?
So there's a company that different companies that organize dances all over Nairobi from Tuesday all the way to Sunday. So any day in the evening you feel like you need
To let loose.
dance, you can dance. So for me, I do it on Thursdays and mostly Fridays.
Bro, if I don't know how to do salsa, is it?
We have teachers who teach people how to do salsa and all that.
So Basi, hi.
Just you have to take classes.
When's the next class? When can we go for salsa?
You want to try salsa?
Bro, like, I've got that.
So there are a couple of dances there. So there's kizomba, there's salsa, there's bachata. So when you go to a class, you pick either. So depending with the timings.
Yeah.
But people know how to. They dance all those dances.
And you're proficient at all of them?
No, I'm at a beginner level. So whatever you see all the time, that's
Kuna
beginner.
video of this guy dancing.
beginner
This
level.
Jaman's not a beginner. Unacheza game hapo, bro. Hey,
That's beginner level.
chill. I'm trying to see your page over here. At the beginner. Where's the... So when did this passion for dancing start? By the way, this is my guy. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yani diced. You can cut things on his abs. Kaka, where's that? There's that salsa video. Where is it?
I just put on my stories.
Will you make a good story?
Yeah, I usually put on my stories. Yeah.
You don't want people to know.
No, like it's fine. I usually post only like on my feeds something. Like it has to be something to do with fitness,
Right.
bodybuilding.
So maybe let's strive away from bodybuilding. What are your other passions? What beyond? Because I know you're a chef. You cook very well. Eat Clean Achara sticks out. You're a nutrition coach. You're a bodybuilder. But now, aside from all that stuff, what does Achara do when
So when Achara is bored and he doesn't have anything going on?
You play the guitar, by the way.
I was learning that. I told you I like trying things and see how they go.
I encourage that. Did you just start recently?
Oh, guitar?
Yeah, guitar.
So I tried that last year, but I didn't finish.
Finish it, bro. Guitar is something.
I think I'm gonna get back to it.
Yeah.
So I like to try things here and there. So when I'm not working, dancing or playing some rugby, touch somewhere, or biking. Yeah, that's what I do.
Biking. So here's another thing. I'm cycling to Mombasa in March.
Cycling.
Join me. Let's do it. 500 kilometers.
So, and how would you train for that?
Now the approach to that is we're going to approach it from a hybrid perspective. Because I haven't been on a bike in very long, and we sort of have to take it inch by inch instead of yard by yard, because yard by yard, life gets hard. The way we'll do it is we'll have a target of 50 kilometers a week, which is manageable at the start. And cardio-wise, that's what I'll focus on purely. So I'll have 3 sessions a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays of 10 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 10 kilometers. Now, I either have to do it very early in the morning or after work. And then we'll have 3 to 4 sessions of bodybuilding, right? So push-pull legs and probably something else, or upper, lower. And that will have to be split up. And that's how we'll start initially. The 4 to 5 times training a week, personally, it's just for mental sanity. And when I don't lift a weight, I start chapping people. I become very. That's why I started. That's why I started doing Muay Thai, because then I could sort of divert that frustration elsewhere. So that will be a basic consistency. The 4 times a week weight training, it's a non-negotiable. Then the following week, we up it to 75 kilometers. Where I'm still doing 10, 10, 10, but then on a Saturday, I will now do a longer 30 to 40 kilometer run in the entire morning. That will go on for a couple of weeks until possibly December, where then I bump it up to 100 and then 150. Now, the way that will work is you will have 20, 40, 60 Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays in the evening, and then a very long ride for another 60 kilometers or so on Saturdays. And then Feb is now when we start doing 200 kilometers plus weeks, 250, 300 kilometers. And what happens then is I will have to have two long sessions on either Mondays and Saturdays. And then also maintain that 20 to 30 kilometers a day, purely based on maybe Tuesday and Wednesday. And now that's when the weight training will have to reduce to maybe 3 times a week. Because then now towards the end, when we get closer to March, I'll have to be doing 200 to 300 kilometer weeks. And the weight training will stop. It'll be purely focused on cardio. So that come game day in March, the training is purely based on cycling, and we can enjoy the thing. So the goal is to try and get to, because from here till Makindu, how far is it? I think it's 180 kilometers, if I'm not mistaken, because that's the first step. Go Makindu to Voi to Mombasa over 3 nights. And
It's going to be something.
I mean, the thing is,
Like once in a lifetime, as in just try it and see how
it's something I want to do. It will affect training, but it will.
Yeah, it will.
It's something that I can't go back. Now it's out there.
Yeah.
People are like, we made the mistake of saying that if I say now I'm going to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, people will be like, you have to do that.
Yeah.
So do you think you want to join us then?
I think March is too soon. But for sure, what I'm gonna do for the first quarter next year is I would love to do one of the CrossFit games. Just
Are the CrossFit games here, by the way?
just normal that, not the pro level, just normal like gym. Those CrossFit organized by gyms around. I would like to sign up to one.
Would you ever switch your training philosophies to CrossFit style?
I don't think I enjoy that.
Bro, the CrossFit guys have you seen the CrossFit games?
Yeah, I've seen, but do you think they just...
Yeah, of course. 100 fucking times. So for me, the OG CrossFit guy in Kenya is Shiv Simani. And Shiv is 100% natural. And he is a beast when it comes to what he does and what he lifts. But look at the way he looks and look at those
you
guys
even
look.
see ladies like with... Like,
Bro, it's
crazy
like the
traps and-
muscle mummies, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you like muscle mummies?
Just weak.
Yeah, so that's maybe something I would like to try.
Yeah,
Like do a CrossFit game, but cycling that long, takes time.
next time, bro.
Like training.
I mean, you have to dedicate. I'd say. So from now till December is just building up momentum. Jan and Feb is then fine tuning and doing those long distance things. But the thing is that people who go for 50 to 60 kilometer rides in the mornings before they get to work. It's just insane how people are committed to it. If you go on Strava and you see the routes people have, bro.
King of the mountain.
Bro, yeah. Kenyans are fucking switched on.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't ask you about was supplementation. What's your stack? Are you heavily on supplements? Is it something you believe in?
Yeah, just like the name supplements, they're supposed to like supplement your food.
Yeah.
I don't go heavy on them. I don't prioritize them, but I use some supplements.
Okay.
So the basic ones I use are zinc, magnesium, and I do my fish oil and creatine, of course.
5 grams daily?
Yeah, 5 grams daily. And towards maybe when I'm close to the shore and the food is little, I do whey protein.
Okay.
Yeah, but even right now, I'm not doing any whey protein because I have food.
Right.
People sometimes don't understand. They think like you need to have whey protein for you to, like you have to buy the processed one.
Yeah.
But you can just have your protein from food if you can access food.
And then you just, supplements, again, it's just to supplement, right?
Yeah, just to supplement, yeah.
Okay.
Or that day, maybe when I forgot to put my meals in order, I'll have a shake somewhere and...
Yeah, which is just convenient.
Yeah.
Agreed, because there are times maybe you haven't eaten all your meals and you have to eat a certain amount of protein at like 11 at night. You can't have like multiple chickens. Maybe another question is, do you believe in timing, meal timing? Is that something?
Timing. So I would like to have a proper meal with lots of carbs before I train, maybe an hour or 2 hours too. Yeah. Only in that way.
Yeah.
But like putting your protein around training time, I don't do that. I just try and distribute my protein throughout the day. And okay.
Yeah, the thing is, like, there's some school of thoughts that emphasize the need to have food at a certain amount of time in order to benefit weight gain or fat loss. And my argument is, imagine a prisoner who does not get food for the entire day and then gets one meal, let's say of 1,000 calories or 1,800 calories. You think he'll lose fat or gain muscle because of meal timing?
Yeah.
It's
what matters is the total calories you've had in a day.
Consumed, exactly, because that adds on from that perspective. And I think that's more important is you're hitting the certain amount of macros every day in order to elicit fat loss or
whatever personal
gain. Maybe as we wind things down, bro, what's your future looking like? What are the goals now? Competing, business wise?
So I think I'm going to retire. Okay, let me say I'm going to try other things. I'll still be training the same way.
You'll
I'll still
retire from
be
bodybuilding to go to salsa classes.
Salsa is constant. Yeah, that's true.
Salsa competitions.
Yeah, that's not. No, I don't think I can get to that level where I go and compete salsa. Salsa is just for social and winding up. Yeah.
So you don't want to compete anymore?
For now.
Okay.
Maybe after 5 years.
Okay.
Because also I'm a new dad now.
Okay. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, my new dad. Yeah.
Baby boy, baby girl?
Baby boy. It's called King Mateo.
King Mateo.
Yeah.
Love that.
So there's that gap going on. So the reason why I'm going off competitive bodybuilding is not really because of like my son or anything.
Yeah.
It's just I want to take a break.
Right.
Try and do other things.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And from a business perspective, what's the plan with Eat Clean Achara?
So we are trying to scale up, get in more, do other things with Eat Clean. There's so much we can do with Eat Clean because whatever the market we have right now, it's a niche inside a niche. Like very few people are into healthy eating and all that. So that one will still be there, but now we are getting into events. And if you have anything, we come to your place.
Right.
We make for you. We do your event with Eat Clean. Understand? Like doing your catering, but in a healthy way.
Okay.
Yeah. If you have like your gym competitions, we come to your event and
that's actually pretty insane.
Partners and stuff. Yeah.
So I think we will also link Eat Clean Achara.
Yeah, that would be nice.
website over here, but I'll start ordering from you as well, especially once we get into the competition. Be French, avo. Or not yet. We'll figure that out. Achara, top bodybuilders in the world. Are there any that inspire you? That one that you'd put above everyone else?
So there's Chris Bumstead. I really like how he's doing. He's not just doing bodybuilding.
Yeah.
He's doing so much. And it all started with bodybuilding. So I aspire, like he really inspires me.
Yeah.
That bodybuilding is just a tool, and if you use it properly,
Correct.
you can sell anything. Yeah, you can build an empire around bodybuilding.
Correct.
Because he's doing supplements, he's doing his drinks, he's like doing content. Yeah, now he has a podcast. So that growth around bodybuilding, I really like people competitors who just don't do just bodybuilding and then that's it. Or they just prep and then they just say.
Do you think he'll win the Olympia?
Oh, for sure. 100%.
He's going to get it.
It's so hard to beat that guy. I think
He's got the perfect physique.
yeah,
man.
he's got the perfect physique and he's also likable. Yeah, easily likable, and he has work ethic, like from the videos he's doing, and he's also a nice person.
I love his personal gym, the one he's built up for himself. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
That's a level to get to. That's a level to
that's a
aspire
level
to.
to get to.
Maybe now another question as we wind things down. If I were to tell you to pick only 3 exercises to do for the rest of your life, what would you pick?
So if I was to pick 3 exercises, so I'd pick something for my back. I would do like lat pull down. I like the feeling of the pump on your lats.
Yeah.
Makes you walk like this. Yeah. So I'll pick the lat pull down and bicep curl. Yeah. Because who doesn't want like
Big arms.
And then maybe one thing for my legs, maybe leg extension.
Not squats.
No. Actually, I don't do squats.
Really?
I don't enjoy the movement. Currently, I'm trying to get into like now doing deadlifts, but I'm not a big fan of squats. I don't. Maybe if I'm just trying to chase strength, but for me it doesn't. I don't need.
It just it doesn't feel feel right.
No, it's okay, but I just don't enjoy it like that.
Okay, so then
and I can do away with it.
Okay,
and, be perfectly fine.
So what are your top 3 leg exercises then right now?
So currently my program, how it looks, I do 3 movements for my quads. That's hack squat, and then I do leg extensions, and then I do lunges somewhere.
Okay.
Or leg press.
Yeah.
So, but just normally I would do 3 movements for my quads.
Right.
And that's how basic it is.
Okay. And so that's more quad dominant, but it also involves a bit of ham and glutes as well, right?
If you're more quad dominant.
More quad dominant, yeah.
Quad dominant.
Okay, interesting. And for back then, what are your top 3 back exercises? If you're not doing deadlifts.
No, I don't do. Like I'm just getting into deadlift. I've just done it for a week now. Yeah. I've done one session I did the deadlifts just the other day. Yeah. So you've asked
for back.
For back.
Yeah.
All sorts of rows. Like you just have, because back is a bit complicated. I don't say complicated, but you have to hit it at different angles.
Right.
Yeah, for you to have that nice
thickness. Yeah, exactly.
Thickness. Yeah. So I do all the rows, all the pulls. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. By the way, Achara's got an insane back.
No, I'm trying, but I don't think Anthony agrees with that.
Gashao actually said he thinks your legs needs to catch up, which I was finding a bit
my legs
because,
to catch up.
Yeah.
Actually, I slowed down on leg days because
I think your legs are quite big.
Yeah, they walk bigger than this.
Right.
Like Geshago was right. But if I continue training my legs, I'll be out of proportion.
Right.
And it will make my upper body look smaller.
So is there anyone?
So I was trying to get that balance.
So is there anyone guiding you on proportions and this and that?
Yeah. So I've been working with Abdi. I don't know if you know him. And then also Lee, like we would chat here and
Yeah.
there and a few advice here and there. Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the people I work with here in Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, so bro, I appreciate you taking the time to come.
Oh, thanks, man.
So I think the next time we'll meet is probably at those beginner salsa classes.
You should come. I think next week, if you're free, we can do a
Najua nikiingia hii
salsa.
salsa class itakuwa hatari sana bro.
What
Hakuna
will
shida.
happen?
Disruption. Taking over.
Salsa is nice.
I've always wondered what it's like, and I've seen it. So, because you're trying to play the flamenco style guitar, imagine the Spanish style guitar, and then having salsa as well.
Yeah.
That'll be a real hit for the ladies, eh?
You do it for yourself.
Hey, so that you have,
You don't do it for the ladies.
Some of us are single over here. We're still looking at getting our juniors.
I'm even thinking of because for salsa, I've done only beginner level. I didn't even finish beginner level. I would like to get to intermediate.
What does it take to get to beginner?
Depends how fast you learn how to dance. Yeah.
Okay.
But for men, it takes them longer because they're the ones who are leading the dance.
Well, I've got
And the
2
women
left
are just
feet,
following.
so maybe it'll take a bit longer.
Yeah.
So we'll plan that. We'll plan that.
We have
Kim utakuja.
And then I see you're so big into gaming and
Gaming is a passion. It's something that I encourage anyone who hasn't tried it to just dive into it. You see, the thing is, when you watch a movie, it's maybe let me rephrase it this way. Have you ever found a movie that you've watched has moved you emotionally? Like it's made you think to a certain level, and it's just taken you days to get out of it. Have you ever had that experience with a movie?
Yeah.
Now, a game is a movie you interact with. And it's designed in such a way that you walk through the character story and you're walking that journey with them because you're controlling every interaction. Games are no longer Tetris and this and that. They're cinematic experiences with characters and stories that you fall in love with. And the thing is, you are the reason the story is moving forward. So you have a very different control from a movie where you're seeing it from a third-person perspective. Here, even though it's a third-person perspective, you're controlling the narrative. And so the games like God of War, the games like Last of Us, Uncharted series, the Halo series, Gears of War, the different
I know you
genres.
started these like way back.
Way back.
Yeah.
You know, this is when I was in Saints and we were in a boys' school, and the only thing we'd care about is video games. And that's everything we'd ever talk about. And it's gotten to the point where my younger brother and Vish actually met via video games. They never met in person. So that's how most of his friends, he connected with them through the gaming world. So you can imagine that, right? It's a completely different medium. And
But I see like
but the thing is, if you start playing
it's
video
very
games,
addictive, yeah.
hey bro,
Yeah.
you look like me, man.
For me, even I can't even play FIFA properly, unfortunately. Like growing up, we were 6 kids and we would just play with each other or just go out and do stuff. So video games are not part of our upbringing. So I never took interest in that.
I'd say start slowly. Like, do you like movies? Do you watch series? Do you watch movies?
I do watch series. I do.
So it's when you start your gaming journey, I'll recommend some games just to dip your feet in and get
Even
wet.
there's no any game here.
No, even I don't on my phone. I don't
feel
have
like
games.
all those people.
It's something you have to dedicate and commit time to, right? But the thing is, you have to be very disciplined with it because 1 hour can turn into 8 hours, and you're not fully aware of what's going on, and you miss the gym.
You miss
Your
everything.
girlfriend is calling.
fired.
You never dedicate any time.
Yeah.
Sijui, all you're interested in is hooking. So
Imagine being left by your girlfriend because of video games.
it's okay. We'll find another one. Listen, there's no leaving us.
Yeah.
It's a choice whether we make you stay. Senor.
Yeah.
But ultimately, that's what that's what gaming has done for me. I think it's really defined who I am as a person because the stories, the characters, the arcs, the depth of knowledge involved. It's not just you playing, right? Mindless games. To some extent, I agree it is, but the narratives within it, man, it's just, and you get exposed to different cultures. So, for example, Japanese games are very different from Westernized games. and there's subtle.
How different?
So you look at the Japanese example of a stealth action game, and you look at the westernized example of a stealth action game. Let's say Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell is very westernized. It's a main character, and they're bad people who are within government and CIA and FBI, and these are stories you've heard of, right? Now, the Japanese side of things, the same aspect, but then there's mechs involved, there's machines and kaijus and different sorts of characters beyond the imagination. So it's grounded at the same time as the weapons are very real, but the characters are beyond life. And I think what's happening is it's not just an aspect of what you call different cultures now, but it's sort of, I guess the way to put it is, if you look at like anime and manga, are you exposed to that?
No, I just see anime characters.
Yeah. So if you see like the superheroes in Marvel and DC and how those action sequences are versus looking at the superheroes in anime and the way those action sequences are, you can tell subtle references and subtle cultural references, and those come across in the games as well.
You've said it's not too late to
it's never
dive
too late.
in and see how
My mzee also recently, my mzee is 60,
60 then.
and Microsoft Flight Simulator is something that's completely interested in. Or he'll play a sniper game because he does shooting on the back end, right? So it's just stuff that appeals to you, and then the way they've created the technologies. So you see, the way we've gone off, half the podcast will be about gaming as well.
Because I've seen you do this, like you even go to gaming halls where people just game and
it's some, what I tell people is there's so many different things in life that you can try. Never say no to any opportunity to expose yourself to them.
like to try
Like
things.
salsa, this and that, playing the guitar, playing the piano, tricking. You know, you can just see something and like say, no, I don't try it. But then if you try it, maybe it just applies to you. So gaming as well. But it's now, I think it's part of our society. It's part of social norms. That's how people interact, man. Yeah. So guys, I think we're good. Kim, do you have any questions as we wind things down?
Questions for me?
This can be a potential bodybuilding coach or your salsa coach. He's shy.
I would want someone to do videos for me, like professional videos.
Yeah, so
like workout and
Akatsuki Studios, bro. They can do it. These guys.
oh, they do it.
So Vish and Kim
Vish-
Kim do all my videos. So you can work with that.
Sometimes it's hard, like to do personal training. You're doing content on the side, and you have a business to run and manage your PTs. It becomes so much sometimes.
They can assist with that.
Yeah.
100%. All right. We're good? Thanks, guys. This has been the Coffee Pump Podcast. We'll catch you in the next one.